All right, we got some free cruise offers. I'm going to tell you how to get them while I roll out some craps. So, as you're jumping in, feel free to say what's up in the chat. And as you might see right here, become a subscriber of the channel Holy Roller here. It's all about craps and cruising for craps and cruise enthusiasts. And that right there is a free cruise certificate. So I'm going to show you what that's all about. And then we're going to roll some craps. Going to roll some, but check this out. So this is an instant rewards. It's called instant rewards certificate. Can you see that? Is it dark? Is it light? So instant, congratulations, instant rewards cruise certificate. So one thing that's really awesome about these is this is with Royal Caribbean. Can you see the logo? I'm not sponsored or anything with Royal Caribbean, but I go on Royal Caribbean. Got a little model of a ship right there. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Become a subscriber. And so with all this, this scan code, this one happens to be for 1,500 points. So when you play on a cruise, and if you have any questions while we're rolling out here and talking about this stuff, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll see if I can see it and respond. But 1,500 points. When you play craps on a cruise, you get cruise offers, so you get points, and then you earn cruise offers. So I practice before I go on the cruise so that I could play in such a way to not just win money, but win cruise offers. This is a cruise certificate for 2 people, by the way, 2 people. And it's about a $2,000 certificate when all you have to do is pay taxes and port fees. And so that's something to think about. Hello, Scott. Scott is in the house. So that's something to think about, that if you had $2,000 and you were playing craps and you lost all your money playing craps, which that's horrible if that happens. However, you would have a free cruise offer, no guarantee, but if you get enough points, you'll have a free cruise offer that's worth $2,000. So you can pretty much play craps while you're on a cruise and prepay for your next cruise while you're playing craps. I've done it for $300 one time. I got $500 today that I'm going to practice with and getting an instant reward cruise certificate. And this one is for 1,500 points. Whenever you scan this code, check this out. You get a list of cruises to choose from. So check out this list. This is like a bunch of cruises to choose from. This was in, this isn't even the whole list. This starts in May. I took off February, March, and April because I can't cruise. This goes all the way through December. There's 7-night cruises, 5-night cruises. Look, I even have a 12-night cruise right here. Oh my gosh. And so with this certificate, you get to choose a cruise for 2 as well. 4,000. Even though it goes through December, there's a bunch. Like this whole paper is November, and this whole next paper is November. And so like on this is May and June, and then this one is June and July. So there's just less cruises dates to choose from, and the more points you get, the more options you have. But also this one, look at this. So this one for 1,500. I don't know if you see, but it says interior, balcony, maybe 1 balcony, a lot of ocean view and interiors. But then look at this one. Nothing but balconies. Just balcony, 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 balcony. Maybe some ocean views. But look at that, $500 of free play. So imagine using this 500 right here, and it's all free play. Now you don't get points when you use free play, and then it goes even further. If you get 6,500 points, oh my goodness, this one has even more dates to choose from. $750 worth of free play. And look, junior suite, balcony, junior suite, balcony. So the higher the points, the better the offer, you know? So anyway, that's what that's all about. and so you might say, and then we're going to get rolling. You might ask a question, and I'll check the chat just in case there's any questions. But how do you get points? Oh, your wife gets sick. Scott's wife gets sick when cruising the back roads. How much does the ship move around? Oh, she gets sick in the car. So the smaller the ship, the more you'll fill it. The bigger the ship, the less you'll fill it. And some people get Dramamine, or they have these little patches. I think if you search like on Amazon or something, like patch for cruising, and they have this little patch that goes right behind your ear, and you don't even feel it moving. It's really weird. A lot of people use those. I don't really have a problem, so it doesn't really matter that much to me. But my wife, she always gets those patches, puts it behind her ear, and then she has no problem for motion sickness or anything like that. So let's talk about how to get points. And I'll check the chat for questions if there are questions, but let's talk about how do you get points. So in the slot machines, because this is in not just craps, but in the whole casino, in the slot machines, you have to put $5 through the slot machine and you'll get 1 point. Now remember when I said 1,500 points, that's like $7,500 that you have to put through a slot machine. Now, I'll say it right now. Here's the caveat. You don't necessarily have to put that much through the slot machine, but you are putting that much through the slot machine in order to get the points, because you can't lie to a slot machine. $5 equals 1 point. All right, $5 equals 1 point. Now you might say, you said it's about a $2,000 cruise for 1,500 points, and I have to put $7,500 through a slot machine? Well, the slot machines, the way it works is, on average, they pay out. They pay out a little bit back. So if they pay out like 85% or 90%, but let's just say 80 to 85%, like on the low end. So if you put $100 in, you should lose $20 pretty much, right? So it'd be going through. And so $100 through, you'll have 20 points. And then if you keep putting money through, you might win, lose, kind of go back and forth. It turns out on average for slots, $1 per point, but you're losing the money, just so you know. Unless you hit a big jackpot. I mean, maybe some people hit big jackpots, but if you're, if you're putting money in a slot machine, you can count on, even though it's 5 points, $5 is 1 point, you can count on probably close to 1 point per dollar. So if you have $100, you can get 100 points, 1,500 points, $1,500. But remember when I said craps, I'm gonna explain why craps is different, because there's other table games too, like roulette and other things, but video poker or video blackjack on the video machines, every $10 is 1 point. So that's even worse. So why is craps the best game for gaining points for a free cruise? I'll explain it right now, okay? I want to check the chat to see if there's any questions. and we can talk about that. What's up? Brian, Hawaiian Crap Shooters, what's up? And let's see. Have you switched up your light in the darkness strategy? I thought you do 110 inside or 110 inside, and then I've sworn that you did 95 the last session. Yeah. So the light in the darkness strategy, I'll get into that, but basically you can play any light side strategy you have. So say you wanted to do, somebody said skill 66, or there's all these different strategy names, but say you wanted to do 66 inside and you wanted to do like a squeeze play where you do 66 and then you get the 4 and 10 on the first hit. And then after the second hit, you go down to 44 inside and it didn't cost you that much. The light in the darkness version of any strategy is to place whatever you're placing out here. So 66, we could put $65 on the don't. If there's a 0.7 out, we get our money back. So that's the light in the darkness version of the strategy. So last time when I did this live, I had $100 here and I did $95 iron cross. So I was doing the iron cross, the light in the darkness version of it. So I had the $100 here and I had 95. It was 25, 30, 30, and 10 in the field. So if a 7 came, I got my money back. Because every strategy, you need a couple rolls for it to work. And so what we do with the light in the darkness is we take the 7 away from the casino and away from losing money, and the point becomes where we would lose money if it's like a point, But if it's a 4 or 10 on a come out, we automatically break even. It's pretty awesome. You don't even need one hit. Like I said, most strategies, you need 2 or 3 hits to work. The big risk is on the come out roll. So you're risking for one roll, but it's only half of what you're going to put out there. So if you put $100 out here, you're risking it on every roll, right? What we're doing is we're just risking $100 on one roll. Then we're hedging it this way. And even if the point was 6 and we had the 6 and we hit it, we wouldn't lose all of our money. We'd just lose part of our don't pass. So that's kind of how that works. We'll talk a little bit more about it right now. I want to check the chat, see if there's any more questions, because we're going to talk about why craps is better for comp points. All right. So this is why craps is better. So now you're going to have to imagine that this isn't a craps table, because let's say, and I don't have any, oh yeah, I do. Wow, this is weird that I actually have cards. I actually have some cards here. All right, so how many card games are there, right? All the card games, you name it. What is it? What is the card games? I mean, there's all kinds of card games. And most all games, you put down your money, and what is it? Like, boom, boom. All right, 19. And you have a resolution. You either win or lose with one outcome, right? And then what do you have to do? You have to bet again. And then, they're like dealing out the cards again, and they're like, boom, boom. Okay, 14. And you're like, hit it. And then boom, bust, and you lose. So the thing is, every game in the casino is a one roll or one outcome bet. You have to rebet every time for a single outcome. Even roulette, you put your money out, they spin it once, and you either win or lose, and then you have to put money out again. Now, the reason why I like craps is because I could put my money out. If I put $100 right there and we roll a dice, that money's still there. I don't need to put it back each time. And then I roll it again, and that money's still there. And I roll it again, and the money's still there. The money stays there until I take it down or until a 7 out. But there's multiple outcomes on a single bet. Every other game in the casino, as far as I know, it's a single outcome. Single outcome with a single bet. So there's more bets to make. And not only are there more bets to make, you could win really fast. And you could lose really fast. And you can have money out here and not make any money because maybe you don't have the 6 and 8 and the 6 and 8 are rolling. So I like it because you know how there's a table minimum, $10 maybe. So say there's a $10 minimum. You could choose to play the $10 anywhere you want. But like on 3-card poker, you know, $10 minimum, and you have to put like, what is it, $30 out? 10, 10, 10, and then you lose, you win, you lose. You know, the payouts are good, but $30 per hand for a single draw that you're going to get, man, forget that. That's why I like craps. And that's why I think craps is better for earning points than other places. Now, some people could disagree, but that's okay. This is my opinion, my thoughts. And so, so the way it works for points at craps, now let's say I have that $100 out there. Well, that's a $100 average bet on a shooter. So we have a shooter and they're rolling the dice. And whether I win or lose, as long as that money's there, I'm getting a $100 comp value for the whole time. And I don't have to bet it every roll, right? Now, if you bet in the field or you bet some prop bets, like one roll bets, of course, you're going to have to bet every roll. You know, they say the field and one roll bets in craps is like the worst bet. You know, it's just one roll. It only determines the next roll of the dice. That's what it's like playing all these card games and slot machines. You press one bet and you get one outcome, right? And then you have to bet again and get one outcome, you know? So that's why I like craps. That's why I like craps. All right. Enough talking crap. Let's talk about how this $100 can be doubled with comp value. Because if you were playing this $100, on average, if you're playing for 1 hour, you'd get 100 points. Whatever your average bet is per hour, that's how many points you're going to get. So if I'm on a 4-night cruise and I play 4 hours per night, and I have an average of a $100 bet, I'm getting 1,600 points. I'm getting a free cruise for 2 that's worth $2,000. Now, can you play craps for 4 hours? You're going to need some type of hedging system. The longer you play craps, you're going to lose. And so that's why a lot of people come up, they try their luck, they play, and then they leave. And when they do that, they may win money, but they're not getting points. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel, Holy Roller. I have all kinds of videos talking all about this stuff. And you can look at, and it's for craps and cruising. Playing craps on a cruise to earn a free cruise. That's what it's all about. Let me check the chat and see if there's any questions. Love Light in the Darkness, Thoughty. And craps is the best odds to win in the entire casino. Jake, you know it. You know it. First cruise, Sam I am. First cruise in April. Come on. Never pay for a full price for a cruise again. That's all I got to say. Win a cruise. Sam, which cruise company are you going with? Everything I do is with Royal Caribbean. So some of the stuff I'm saying might not work with other cruise lines, but you could let me know how it works. But everything that I'm doing, I paid for one cruise 3 years ago, and I've been cruising once a month ever since. So getting ready to go on a cruise next month on the Allure with Royal Caribbean. Let's see here. Royal Caribbean, yep. So everything that I'm saying, that'll work. That'll work, Sam. Okay. So how do you double these points? Because this is the thing. I put $100 out, and let's say, okay, so the bets off, the bets are off because the puck is off. They're not counting it yet. They only count it when the puck is on. But if the puck is on and a 7 comes, I lose $100, right? And what that means is I'd have to hit a 4, 5, 9, or 10 to get paid. Now, if I have a $25, 4 and 10, those will pay 50. So that would pay for, so really these pay 35. 25 on a 5 and 9 pay 35. So I'm probably going to need 3 hits to get my money back, 3 or 4 hits to get this money back. Well, the average, there's 36 different combinations of the dice, and the average roll, because there's 6 ways to make a 7, the average roll is about 6 to 7 rolls, right? and then the 7 will come. Now, if I'm not betting all the numbers, there might be a 2, a 3, 11, a 12, a 6, or an 8 that can be rolling. So it's not like each roll I would get paid. It has to be a 4, 5, 9, or 10. There's only 3 ways to make a 4, 3 ways to make a 10. There's 4 ways to make a 5 and 4 ways to make a 9. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 ways out of 36 combinations. There's 5 ways to make a 6 and 5 ways to make an 8. That's 10 combinations of the dice. And the 7 has 6 combinations. So sometimes a better bet would be to bet on the inside. Here's 10 out of 36. Here's 14 out of 36. And now we have 18 out of 36. Half the combinations of the dice are on these 4 numbers. But because there's less combinations on these ones, they actually pay more. So on this one, on the 6 and 8, you'd have to play multiples of 6 because it pays $7 for every 6. And on Royal Caribbean, you can't do improper bets. So even though it's a $10 minimum table, your minimum on the 6 and 8 would be $12. $12 bet. 12 pays 14. 30 pays 35. And 25 on the 5 and 9 pay 35. So $110, and you'd win $35 every time any one of those hit. That's why I like to get the 4 and 10, because those pay $49 for a $25 bet. So here, let's go back like this, because we're going to actually show you. Let me check the chat, see if there's any questions. And we'll talk about how we could double up those points. I play the dark side a lot. Yeah, so this is going to be great. Now, most people that play the dark side only play the 7. And you can get knocked off. If you spend time, and I have some videos coming out where I play the pass line against the don't pass, the same exact rolls over and over and over. And some people play the don't pass and some people play the pass line. Well, I did it side-by-side comparison, and they broke even. They lost and they won the same amount. And because obviously whenever they lose, they win. Whenever they win, they lose. But it turns out to be kind of a 50-50 thing. So, and you have to get a streak. It's just like blackjack. You have to get a streak. In a shoe, you have to play it out and get like 5 in a row or whatever. That's what you need to be a winner. And that's why people come up, they get their streak, and then they leave. Or you get a hot shooter or a monster roll. That's when you want to cash out and leave. Well, when you're going for points, there's 2 things you got to think about. You're going to be playing for a long time, and you want to be there for the monster roll. So you want to play in such a way where you can be there for the monster roll. There's so many people that they get the monster roll and then they leave. That's great, but there's so many people, probably 80% or more, come up and never get that monster roll. They lose all their money and they have to leave. So how can you risk $100 but only risk it on 1 roll? And what I would say is, if I'm gonna bet 100 like this, then I'm gonna put 100 on the don't pass. Now I have a $200 average bet. And so we're going to roll that out. But let me check the chat and see if there's any questions or thoughts. We have a $200 average bet. Don't pass is $100, and we have $100 on the 25 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. I got $500 to play with. All right. Is playing 6-8 filled and pass a good strategy? All right. So, Jim, that's a good question. I think that was it Jimmy? Jimmy? So, good question. So, the only numbers that aren't in here are the 5, 6, and 8, and the 7, of course. So, if you were ever going to bet the 6 and 8, let's see, you would need 30. Well, you don't necessarily need to do 30, but I'm just at the $30 level. And then if you put 25 here in the field, so the best way to play it is never to play it at the same level. So this would be the $25 level, because you could win 25 in the field, but if it's a 6 and an 8, you're only going to win, you're going to lose 25 and then win 35, only a difference of $10. So you'd be risking $75, $85 to potentially only win 10 or 25. So I would actually do it the other way around, where there is $60, $70 to win 10, but 10 or 25, right? Same scenario. I would probably do it like that, because there's 10 combinations here. This looks like a lot of combinations, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's only 16 combinations of the dice, because there's only one way to make a 2 or 12. So I would go smaller in the field than what you do out there. Now, the only other number you wouldn't have covered is the 5. So this is what I was playing the other day. Take another 25, have it there. On this, you have $95, but you have 100 here. So this is the 7, and you would win $5 if the 7 comes. And then this is what's called the Iron Cross strategy. And so pretty much you have the 5, 6, 8 and filled. And you can do a pass. Some people choose a pass, but let's talk about the pass line for a second. I don't think that anybody should ever play the pass line unless they're rolling the dice. Let me check the chat, see if there's anything coming. Joe, Craftsmaster Journey. Joe does some awesome rollouts each morning, Monday through Friday. Go over to Craftsmaster Journey, give him a subscribe. But don't forget, before you do that, become a subscriber, a Holy Roller subscriber as well. And so why shouldn't you never play the pass line, especially on a cruise when you're trying to earn a free cruise? All right, let's talk about that, and then we'll actually do some rolling. So, and this is mainly for you watching and for people that will be watching this later, okay? So, the pass line on a Royal Caribbean ship is single odds. $10 minimum, and you can only play single odds. Can you guys see that over there? Is that in the camera shot? Barely. You can only play single odds. So $10 here, $10 here. I have another video that explains if you go up, there's more. We won't go over that today, but it's basically single odds. So single odds and playing pass line with odds or come bet with odds. So a come bet is the same as the pass line, but when the puck is on. So say I rolled an 8 on the pass line, that would be a bet on the 8. If I put $10 in the come and a 6 rolls, instead of the puck moving, the money moves. Now that has to win with a 6 and it loses with a 7. This loses with a 7 once the puck is on. Single odds you get paid more on every number unless you're going to play over 5 times odds. So imagine this $20, right? If we had a pass line with odds and it was $20, we'd win $25. Here we win $28. So the same $20, you would just win $3 more being here. Every one of these you win more when you have to play single odds. So on a cruise ship with Royal Caribbean, playing single odds doesn't make sense to play pass line with odds or come bets with odds because you can't do over 5 times odds anyway. All right, let's check the chat, and then we're going to roll. Every time I watch videos on how to play craps, I walk away even more confused. You got to get over my channel, and maybe you can learn a little bit of something. It's a little bit different on a cruise ship, but I actually prefer playing on a cruise ship. Minimums on the ships vary, but normally $10 minimums. Yes, Joe got that. So, but again, $10 minimum. If you put $10, you have 64. You have to play for 1 hour to get 60 points. So I like to play higher. Here's 100 and 100. This is a $200. I get 200 points every hour with this, for example. And I think this is funny. I'm going to just do it this way. So this is what's called the outside. So this is called the outside numbers. The 4, 5, 9, and 10 are outside. These are called the inside numbers. So 5 and 9 are both inside and outside, right? And then you have this one would be called downtown, and then these ones would be called uptown. So I don't know if a lot of dealers on a cruise would know if you threw in some money and said, "Give me downtown," they'd be like, "What do you mean downtown?" What are you talking about downtown? I'm talking about the 4, 5, 6 downtown. All right. Are we ready to roll? Are we ready to roll? Let's see. We got some. My favorite game, craps, has won me so much money. I love the field plus the 6 and 8. Yeah. You know, there are only 4 ways to make that 5, but remember the 5's not here either. So I always suggest to go up higher on the 6 and 8 than you do in the field. Because if a 6 and 8 would just break even pretty much. 10 ways to make a 6 and 8, 16 ways to make a field. And there would only be the 7 combinations, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you'd have 26 combinations right there. If you added the 5 to it, you'd have 30 combinations. So, but we're going to roll this one out. So let me see. Is there a point to even bet pass line? Is there a point to even bet the pass line? Oh, yeah. This is my big thing. And I know it's controversial because people train it differently, but I think playing the pass line is playing with the casino because you have the advantage only on one roll, and then you're at the disadvantage for every roll, and it's a contract bet. You can't pick it up. And what does every casino say? Oh, you want to play the pass line? Or you want to play craps? Put some money on the pass line. Money with odds. It's the best. No outs hedge. It's the best bet. They're lying straight to your face because you get paid more on the box number than you do pass line with odds unless you're playing over 5 times odds. So I can see maybe on the 6 and 8 on a traditional table that has 3, 4, 5 times odds, maybe it makes sense to lay odds on the 6 and 8, but everything else, you might as well just place the number. And so I always tell people, unless you're rolling the dice, don't ever play the pass line. So anyway, good point. No, there is no point. No, there is no point to playing the pass line unless you're rolling the dice. Because you could roll the dice from the pass line or the don't pass. And in this case, I'm gonna be rolling from the don't pass. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get a come out roll, and we're gonna see. So this is remember when I said we're risking $100 on one roll? Well, we are. It would be the come out roll. When that puck is off, the don't pass wins on 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3 combinations of the dice. But it loses on 7 and 11. So that is 6, 7, 8 combinations of the dice, right? So we have to get past no 7, no 11 when that puck is off. If we do, and if we don't, I'm going to show you what happens. Because if we don't get past it, I'll show you what I do. And if we do get past it, I'll show you what I'll do. Okay. So let me make sure I have $500 to start with. And I think I might have a little bit too much. Let's see. Yeah, I got a quarter too many. All right. Here's $500 to start with. Now this is crazy, right? $500, and you're going to use 200 of it on a roll on a shooter. Well, normally, if you have $500, this is like a bankroll management thing. If you have $500, you want enough for 10 shooters. So $500 means you should only spend $50 per shooter. And so a lot of people come up to craps table and they'll come up with $100 and then they'll put out $40. Well, you only have like 2 or 3 tries. And so it's good to have 10 tries. Okay, that's basically, this ain't baseball, and we're not looking for 3 strikes and you're out. Okay, you need a lot more than 3 strikes when you're playing craps. You need to have 10 shooters. But the reason why we're going to do 500 and do 200 is because we're only risking 100. So technically we have enough for 5 shooters. So we'll see what happens. All right. So on the come out roll, the dice will be passed to a shooter. And if you're shooting, you need to have a pass or a don't pass. If you're not shooting, you do not need to have a pass or a don't pass. Okay. This is on Royal Caribbean and most craps tables. So I'm going to just shake them and bake them. I'm going to just shake them and throw them. And let's see if we get no 7, no 11. Here we go. Throw them. And it is a 5. All right. So we got a 5. Let me show you that real quick. So we got a 5. And so what that means is the point becomes 5. Now, these bets were off, so we don't get paid. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave this 25 here, okay? Now, that would get paid $35, okay? So if that gets paid $35, if a 5 comes, we're going to lose this 100. So that means we would lose $65. So right now, we're not risking $100 anymore. We're risking $65, okay? But we have $200 on the table, and we're risking $65. Pretty good. Because we got down past that come out roll, we have less money at risk. Because if a 7 comes, we're going to win 100. So the 7, we actually break even, and the 5, we lose 60. So we took the 7 away from the casino, and there's only 4 ways to make a 5, and there's 6 ways to make a 7. So the odds are in our favor, okay? Let's shake them and bake them, and then I'll check the chat after this roll. Let's see if we can miss the 5, because we want to miss the 5. Here we go. Nope, we didn't miss it. It's a 5. It is a 5. That's what I get for shaking bacon. Shaking and baking. Oh my goodness. So the 5 rolled, we lose the 100, and we get paid 35. So we are $65 down We're just going to put this in our rack. This goes like this. But look, we still have all that money there, so that's okay. We're going to go back out for $100 again. And we're the same shooter. So because it's the same shooter, I have to shake them and bake them still. I have to shake them and bake them every time it's the same shooter until this shooter 7's out. Let's get no 7, no 11 on this roll. Here we go. It rolled far, but it is an 8. A 5, 3, 8. Let me show you that right there. Oh, I think you can see it. 5, 3, 8. Okay. Point becomes 8. Now we don't have any coverage. No coverage. Oh my goodness. At least on the 5 we had. So if the 8 rolls again, we're losing $100, folks. We're losing 100 if that 8 rolls again. But let's see if we can get a 4 or a 10. That pays big. Here we go. And it's a 5. Okay. How many rolls? And we've hit 5 like 3 times. All right. So that pays 35. Okay. So remember we were down 65. Okay. So this is what we were down, right? So now we're getting a little bit back. And we know that we're $30 down now. We're down $30. However, let's treat each roller as each round or each hand as its own. So because we get paid 35, let's put 30 on the 8 and let's put 5 on the hard 8. So our first hit, no matter what, first hit will go on the point, okay? Now, if we hit the 4 or 10, we would have got $49. We would have put $48 right there. So that's the way this system works. Whatever your system is, your first hit goes on the point. So we're not totally playing just the 7. We're actually playing hybrid, both sides now, okay? I'll check the chat after this next roll to see if there's any questions. All right, here we go. And let's get no 8. Let's get a 4 or 10. That would be great. Here we go. And it's a 5 again. Wow. That is 4 times out of, what is it, 5 rolls? I don't know how many rolls. All right. So there is the 5 again. Let me show it to you. The 4, 1, 5. All right. We get another 35. Now, technically we have all of our money back. We know we have our $500 back, but if a 7 comes, we're going to only get $100 back. We're not going to get that $35 back. So you can think to yourself, you're $35 down right now. But let me do this, and then I'll check the chat for any questions. If the 8 comes, we're going to win this right here, and then we would lose 100. So we would win, because this is part of our winnings too. So then there's 65. Man, that 65 keeps coming back to haunt us, right? If it's in hard 8, we get the 65 plus another 45. So that would be great because that's more than 100. So we do want to get at least one more hit, but we did pull this one back. And so we are going to collect this second one. Okay, first hit, put it on the point. Second hit, collect, and then see where it goes. Let's check the chat and see if there's any questions. Any questions or thoughts? On the 5. On the 5. All right, let's see. Watching from Ireland. Yeah, glad to finally catch a live. I guess it's that time, whatever time it is. What time is it for you there right now? Beardless Bear, what time is it for you right now in Ireland? Starting to catch it a little. Okay. So, yeah, you could leave this even more confused because, and this is the thing, everybody has their own way of playing. And many people would say what I'm doing doesn't make sense. So they would say, oh, don't listen to that guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But remember, we're getting free cruise offers, and we have been for 3 years. And I have a Facebook channel called the Holy Roller Cruising Club on Facebook. And people are sharing their story over there about how they're winning free cruises too by doing this system. So anyway, let's see what time it is in Ireland right now. Did we find, 8:40 p.m. I'm in Colorado and it is 1:40 p.m. All right. Watching from the Bahamas. Man, I wish I was there right now. I wish I was in the Bahamas right now. All right, we're shaking and baking. Let's see what we do here. This shooter is a shaker baker. Hopefully not a money taker. Let's make this a money maker and get a 410. There we go. How about a 12? Whoa, 12. All right, so we got a 12. Nothing. Nothing changes. All right, shake it, bake it. Let's make it. Here we go. And it's a 9. 9. All right. So we have a 9. That pays 35. Now, we know that when we hit the 8, we know that we're going to have our money back, especially if we rack this right now. Or we could try to get the 6. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the safe option and put this in my rack so I know that I have my total bankroll recovered. And once I have my total bankroll recovered, which I do now, then I can now, the next hit, I can get the 6, and then I can press and make more money. I can even get the field. I can even get the 6-8 and field. All right, here we go. Shake 'em, bake 'em. After this roll, I'll check the chat to see if there's any questions. All right, shake 'em and bake 'em. Now, this isn't how I roll at the table, by the way. I'm not a shaker baker, money taker. I'm a all right, here we go. And it is a 5. I love it. All right, let me show you that one there. Sorry, I forgot to show you the other ones. I know it's small, but I try to bring it up a little bit sometimes. All right. We got a 5. You know what that is? $35, and you know we're getting that 6 for 30. Let's make the hard 10 or hard 8. Let's make it $10. That would pay 90. So now we made the 8. We know we're breaking even with our bankroll no matter what, but we made the 8 more valuable than the don't. So the 8 is more, a hard 8 especially, is more valuable than the don't. And if a 7 comes, we get a $100 rebate right here. We just $100 of that money is coming back. Anything else was casino money, and we would lose it. And it's their money anyway, right? But we could take it down and lock it, but we got 160 across right now. All right, let's check the chat for any questions and then see where we go from there. All right, so let's see. We got, let's see. I got to go up a little bit on the chat. I might have missed some stuff. All right. I earned a cruise doing the 2-person strat. That is awesome. I won't talk any more about that right now. I will go back and look at that, or I'll call Craig and say, "Hey, Craig, tell me what that was all about," because I can only see half of it unless I move the screen. All right, let's see. We got, yeah, hedge the bet on the come out. Yeah. Our risk was $22 each by placing. Okay. You're gonna have to comment longer on one of my other videos. I had a video come out yesterday. Maybe do a comment in the Toasted OG and tell me all about it. That would be awesome. Nathan, Color Up, Jeremy, is going to roll out my strategy soon because he's going on a cruise. Him and I are going on a cruise, and I'm going to show him how to win a free cruise, and all that's happening next month. So you'll start to see Holy Roller on Color Up and him talking about me because we're mainly, it could be after March, but yeah, because we're getting ready to go on a cruise March 18th through the 22nd out of Orlando on the allure of the sea. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's shake them, bake them. We still want to miss that 8. I want to see a 4 or 10. I haven't seen that yet. Here we go. How about an 11? Yo. Yo, we got a yo 11. And so that is, we didn't have a bet. Remember, we should have got that filled. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Roll them. And it's a 6. Wow, we got the 6 and the 6 hit. This is awesome because you know what that is. It's $35. Now, because we're at this level, I'm actually going to rack another 25 and I'm going to put $10 in the field, okay? Now, I usually you don't want to go to the same level whenever you have a 5, 6, and 8. This would be considered the $25 level, even though there's $30 here. 25, you wouldn't want to go above 10 in the field because you'd win 10 or $25 based on if a 5, 6, or 8 hit. So win 10. If you go up to 50, 60, and 60, then you can go up to a quarter in the field. That's just my advice. All right, shake them. After this roll, I'll check the chat. Here we go. Shake them. Let's get a 410. We haven't got that yet. Any field number will do. How about a 9? All right, we won in both spots. All right, so here we go. We're going to win 35 for the 9, and we're also going to win $10 in the field. 35. Now watch this press action here. We're going to do the 5 and the 9 to 35 each, and we're going to rack a quarter. Now these pay $49. So I'm going to get some ones. I'm going to get some change because I want to have $1 in my hand that if this hits or if these hit, this pays 49, this pays 49, this pays 49, this pays 49. I want to have $1 in my hand, so if a 4, 5, 9, or 10 hit, I'm going to throw in the $1 right in front of whatever hits, okay? Because they're going to give me 50 for 1, all right? You know I'm going to rack that. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, I said I was going to check. I'll check the chat after this roll. Man, I forgot. Sorry. Here we go. I'm already shaking and baking. I got to let them go. And it's a 6. It's a 6. No field. No field. That's the difference of $25. So I'm going to go ahead and rack the 25 and check the chat for any chatter. Any chatter in the chat. Craig, I should just make you the moderator here. Craig, Old Bay Craps is the moderator for this live stream. Waylon, what is up? I guess people are asking you some questions in there. You can refer to Old Bay Craps, the moderator for this live session. Craig, what's up, everyone? Great craps in the house. Hey, if you don't have a YouTube channel, every person that you see on there, like Waylon's Way, Old Bay Craps, Great Craps, there's another one, the Craps Master Journey, Hawaiian Crap Shooters. These are all craps channels that you could subscribe to. So go to their channels and subscribe after you subscribe to my channel right here. Right after you become a subscriber. All right, so again, we're right here. We're making money, we're racking, we're pressing a little bit along the way. We have $1 in our hand for if that 4, and these are buy bets, by the way. So they would normally put a buy on it. I'm not going to take time to explain that during this video, but it pays 49, so I need $1 here. This pays 49, this pays 49, this pays 49. Now, if you're in a casino, if you put 36 on the 5 or 9, it pays 50. However, on a cruise with Royal Caribbean, they do not allow improper bets. So you can go up by $5 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10, and you have to bet by $6, increments of 6 on the 6 and 8. So you can't do improper bets on a cruise. But here's another thing about a cruise with Royal Caribbean that's very interesting. They treat the field as a prop bet. So the minimum in the field is $1. Oh my goodness. Who would put $1 in the field? I've seen people do it, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. So you could do $5 in the field if you wanted to. $1, $5. Even though it's a $10 minimum table, you'd have to play 12 on the 6 and 8, and you can play $1 in the field. Oh my goodness. Speaking of $1, I have it in my hand, and we're gonna roll and see if we could get a 4, 5, 9, or 10. We're doing the shake 'em, bake 'em, shaking 'em and baking 'em. This is just a, not how I shoot, but you know, I just started like this, so I have to finish the roll. Here we go. A 6 again. Man, you know I should have pressed that 6. Oh my gosh. All right, there's another $35. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back right here, and then I am gonna press the 6, but watch, I'm not gonna totally press. Press means double. Okay, I'm gonna take this quarter back to my rack, and I'm gonna press by $12, and I'm gonna make it look like 42, okay? And that's kind of a term, make it look like, okay? So now this is 35, and this is 42. 42 pays 49. So now my 4, my 5, my 6, my 9, my 10 all pay $49. I just gotta hit one of them. Let's do it. Let me check the chat before the next roll. That was a 4-2, by the way. All right, let me check the chat. See if there's any chatter. See if my moderator, Old Bay Craps, is doing his job. Okay, he's chattering. He's chattering. Old Bay Craps. All right, here we go. We're gonna do anything but the 8, right? Now, if the 8 came, that would actually be really awesome. Because remember, if the 7 comes, we get a $100 rebate, but we have a lot of money out there. Let's get a 5. Let's get a 4, 5, 6, 9, or 10. Just roll them already. How about a 6? Just in time. 4, 2, 6. Guess what I have in my hand? Always have $1 in your hand if you're gonna get paid 49. And right when that 6 hits, I'm like, boom, 50 for 1. And boom, they give me 50 for 1. That is a good trade. And that's a good rack. Rack attack. You might say, no, you're supposed to press, remember? Well, a good thing to do is, the things you have to remember with craps, there's press, collect, regress. Now, whenever you're playing a system like this, you don't necessarily have to regress because you get a $100 refund if Big Red comes. And Big Red is a nickname for that number we don't necessarily want to see, but we would win on the don't pass if, and all this rest of this is casino money. Remember, we started with 100 here and 100 here. So all the rest of this is casino money. So if we lose it, we just get our money back. That's why we want to rack. So again, press, collect, regress. And whenever you press, the next one should be a collect. And then you decide whether you want to regress. So you can always regress, but so press, collect, press, collect, press, collect, and then you can also press, collect, regress. Take it back down. Take it back down to $12 or whatever the minimum is if you want. But we don't need to worry about that. So regression is not in our vocabulary right now, that's for sure. Let me check the chat before I roll the next roll and see if there's anything going on. Okay, want to know why I'm hedging the 8? That's not me hedging the 8. That's the casino hedging the 8. All right, with this system, it's the casino money. So with this system, you put $100 on the don't. If you get past it, you put $100 out. So I put a 4, 5, 9, and 10 at 25 each. That was $100. And then the first hit, I put on the 8 because that's casino money. So I put on the 8, and then if the 8 came, I would only lose 60 instead of 100. And then once I collected enough, I have a $30 8, so it doesn't really matter because I have more than 100 that I collected and put in my rack. So if I lose this, it doesn't matter because I have more money out here now. But then also, if the 7 comes, then I get a $100 rebate. I get my original money back. So anything I collect, I'm up. So I should probably just start getting all the hard ways, you know, press the 8 higher. It doesn't matter unless you want to really lock it up. Now, why? Why? Here's the big one. Are you ready for this? Here's the big one. You get points for a free cruise based on your average bet. And all this money is getting rated for a free cruise. So I'm getting at least 200. I started with 200, so I'm getting 200 points per hour. It only costs 1,200 points for a free cruise. So I do this for 2 nights, 3 hours each, and I got a free cruise, okay, which is worth $2,000, cruise for 2, right? And so why would I hedge it? Because it's just more money out there. But also just to, I mean, I could take it down and lock it up. It doesn't matter at this point. But once I put it out there, they record it. So I don't like to take it down. So that whole regress thing, the reason why I said regress is not in my vocabulary is because I don't want to regress any of this because I want the average bet to be as high as possible. I hope that made sense. Let's see if we can get, we're not only in collection mode, I think we're ready to press a little bit more. Shake them, bake them, throw them. And it is a 6 again. You know what I'm about to do. All right, that's a no. I'm throwing in a, and I'm getting 50 for 1. I lost the field, and I think I lost the field last time. Did I take the field down last time? I'm gonna take 10 out of my rack just because I thought maybe I did. All right, maybe I did not take it down is what I'm trying to say. All right, so got 50. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make, so the next level, I would go from 30 to 42 to 60. That's just, so 60 pays 70, and I'm gonna put $10 back, and I'm taking 20, 25 and 2 back to my rack. And now this pays 70, so on all these other numbers, I'll throw in $1. But on this one, I'll throw in a nickel because it's going to pay 75 for 5. Let's check the chat before the next roll and see what happens here. All right. The rack is looking healthy. That's funny. All right, here we go. Let's see. After 3 collects, it's a winner. Either way, you place the point. Or I think that's what it said. All right, Waylon. Waylon's the pro. We're all just trying to be like Waylon, really. All right. And here we go. Here we go. I got some shaking and baking to do. This random shooter. Waylon would call him Randy. And I was on a live yesterday. They were saying, why do you keep calling my name? Randy Hill out there. All right, here we go. And it is a 10. Wow, is that the first 10? You know I've been waiting for that 10. Wow, we won in the field. And we got our dollar ready. And I know what you guys are thinking. I'm already there. Okay, so we got our dollar ready. It is $50 for 1. Now on a cruise, you have to pay up front for the VIG or the vigorish, the tax, the commission. And we're gonna press our 4 and 10. And some of you wanted me to put it all on the 10. It only rolled once. Come on, take it easy. Take it easy. So we pressed our 4 and 10 to 50. Now that pays for $2. It pays 100 for 2. All right, I'm gonna roll one more time and then we'll check the chat for any chatter. Let's see if we can keep this roll going. A 4 would be great right now. We haven't rolled a 4 either. Get it? And it's a 6. No, 5. Sorry, 5. I wanted that 6 to hit. Too bad. But you know, our 4 and 10 pays the most right now, but a 5 hit. And I think it's time for pressure. It's time for pressure. All right, there's the 5. The 4, 1, 5. Did I leave this here? Oh my gosh. Stays in place. I just lost. All right, on the field. But we throw in $1. I have to get some change for that, by the way. We throw in $1, and we're going to get 50 for 1. So they're going to give us 50. And so where would I go next on my 5? This is what I would do, because whenever I get to this place, did you see how I did the 4 and 10? Now I'm thinking 5, but I'm also thinking 9. So I'm going to take these down to I'm actually pressing them. I'm taking these down. I'm making the 5 and 9 look like 50. Just like the 6 pays 70, these will pay 70. And then we're gonna put 10 in the field, and let's go $10 on the hard 6. We haven't seen a hard 6, so let's do it. Okay, after this roll, I'll check for the chat because I wanna get a 4 or a hard 6 or a 10, or it doesn't matter what we get. How about that one? Oh, were you watching for this? Did I keep everybody here just to see this number come? This number? Oh my goodness. It came. All right, so all of this comes down, and this was all casino money except for, $100. $100 rebate. And here is, so we had one shooter pretty much. Now, any roll, any long roll, you can make money. So there's our 500. So some of you are gonna hate this. I can see how much money we had out there, but we made $99. $99. We racked 99. Well, this wasn't the first shooter because we lost money on the first shooter, but we got our money back plus $99. We had 100, 200, plus that 100 out there. We had 300 and 35. So we had $335 out on the table, but we racked 99 along the way. So now we're up $1 short of $100 from a couple shooters, or a couple hands, because we hit a point and lost our don't, I think. So let's check the chat, see if there's anybody losing their mind. Big red. All right. So he didn't really lose money. Yeah, see, that's I got my money back. Thanks, Old Bay Craps, for keeping us on track in the chat, in the chatter. And let's see, what do we have here? Can you do 1,000, 1,500 across, 300, and oh yeah. So that's another way to think about it too. You can go really big, get one hit, and then whatever you make on that one hit, because you're risking all that money, right? You're risking more than I would risk on the don't on one roll. All right. So let's say we have a $99. Let's just make it 100, and we have $100 that we want to risk right now, and we'll put it on the don't one more time, and we want no 7, no 11, and we're gonna roll it. And this time, what we'll do is we will do a dice set where we're setting. Now, it probably won't be that good, but I'm gonna pick 2. And I'm just gonna do the 1, 2, 3, 1. So that's the set that I like to use, but this is kind of a short roll, so I don't know how good it'll be. So whenever people call it a dice set, 1, 2, 3, 1, all right? So let's say somebody wants to do a dice set like this here. This one would be called a 4, 2, 4, 6. If they're going to throw it with this on the top, you see that? If they're going to throw it with this on the top, it would be called a 3, 5, 3, 1. Depends on what you have on top is what you call it. So let's go back to our 1, 2, 3, 1. And normally you wouldn't be able to touch the dice with both hands, by the way, if you're ever playing craps. Only one hand on the dice at a time. 1, 2, 3, 1. And let's roll them. Here we go, all the way back. And it is an 8. So we got an 8. The point is 8. So now we got past this. So now, kind of the same scenario. Last time what we did is we took and we went like that. That's how we started last time. And then our first hit we put on the 8, and then from there we just spread out, you know. So right now we could break even. Now, want to see something funny? If you did this, pass line and don't pass for 100 each, they would zero out your bet. You would get 0 points. If you put 100, so let's say, 90 pays 105. So if we put $90 on the 8, we'd only have $10 left. And usually if you just do that, they're going to zero out your bet just like if you were right here. So this is what you kind of don't want to do, is just play it like that, because we could go right here and rack this or put it here and break even, but you got to have some risk. And so we just don't want to risk that much. So what we did last time is we went into the Iron Cross. We had an extra $5. We went on the hard 8. And so that is 100. And this is 100. If the 8 comes, we will lose money right now. And if the 7 comes, we'd get our money back. Now there's 6 ways to make a 7. There's 5 ways to make an 8. So 8 is pretty high probability. Let me check the chat and see what you think about those bets. That doesn't look very good, does it? Or does it? Oh, great roll. Thanks, Craig. All right, let's see. We got some chatter in there. And we're going to do, so this would be an Iron Cross system. This is $100. So let's not do that. I was just showing you. Whatever system you want to play out here, figure out how much money it is, and then play it on the don't, get past it on the first roll, then start playing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 96 across. That's the $15 level. $96. So 15, 15, 15, and you have to say including to the dealers. 96 across including. And so that is going to be 18, because you can't do improper bets on the 6 and 8. So we got 18, that pays 21. So if that pays 21, we're losing $79 if the 8 comes right now. We do get $4 back, and because we're playing 96, let's go $4 on the hard 8. So I have a total of $100 out there and $100 here. If the 7 comes, we get our $100 back. If whatever our first hit is, we're going to put it on the 8. So that's kind of how this light in the darkness works. You're playing the dark side. Let's do our set, and then we'll see how long this lasts. Hopefully this won't last that long, because we've been live for a while now. So 1, 2, 3, 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1. Can we get that 8? No, we don't want it. We don't want an 8. And it's a 7 out. All right, 7 out. So somebody said, hey, Brian, go back to shaking them and baking them. All right, so remember this is $100. They would take this $100 and they would lock it up, and then they would pay you $100. That's what's known as a 0.7 out, and that happens a lot. Okay, 0.7 out. And that's what this system really helps with. So we didn't lose any money on that. Let's check the chat. And yeah, I guess we would have to do 3 hits if we wanted to recover all of the DP. But what I like to do sometimes is I'll do the first hit on the 8, and then the second hit I'll collect. And then once you collect a little bit, it pays for whatever you're not making if that 8 hits. And the reason why you're collecting it in your rack is because instead of putting it on, man, I hope you're still there. Are you still there? Did I freeze up? Did I freeze up? All right. Okay, so any questions, comments before we go? Let me show you what I showed you at the beginning for those that may not have been here and you're here. The free cruise certificate comes in, and this one was for 1,500 points. It's with Royal Caribbean. I'm not a sponsor by them, but I do go with Royal Caribbean. And whenever you do that, you get all these cruise offers that you get to choose from. I mean, there's all kinds of dates. Now, what I do is I go through and I highlight the dates that would work. And in fact, on one of my other lives, a full screen live, I showed you how to find out what the dates are before you go on your cruise so that you know how many points you need to get the cruise that you want. So you can have a goal. So basically, like this one, this one that I was just talking about, it has dates every month, and it comes with, can you see that? It comes with $750 worth of free play. It's a balcony or a junior suite. And I actually picked this one. I'm going on the Utopia, the brand new one coming out. I'm gonna be on that one back to back. I'm going on a 4-night and then a 3-night. And all my members to my channel, not just my subscribers, but if you become a member to the channel, you actually get my dates of where I'm gonna be so you could be there and we can roll together. Because I always say, whenever I end a video, I always say a phrase that I'll say in just a second, because I'm planning on ending the video after I answer a couple questions. Do you know when the April cruises will be available? I'm assuming, Beardless Bear, that you're talking about the Prime cruise, the annual cruise that you get. So once you get 2,500 points, you automatically get a cruise. But it's an annual cruise. So if you went on a cruise and you got 2,500 points, you would get an instant cruise certificate that you have a bunch of dates to choose from. And that would be at the 2,000 point level. But because you get 2,500 points, you actually will get an annual cruise. So if you go on a cruise and get 2,500 points, you're getting 2 cruises out of it. 2 cruises for 2. And they're about $2,000 value. And so the annual cruise comes out late April, early May. This last year it came out, they start sending them out, not to everybody all at once, but they start sending them out the last week of April, first week of May. I got mine on May 2nd last year, and this year I'm getting mine again. So I really don't plan on using it until because I'm booked right now. I'm booked through, I think I have 1 month available in the summer. Actually, no, I'm cruising every month except for May. I have an opening in May. So when that comes out in early May, I'll either use it for May or I'm gonna use it for December. I haven't got one in December yet. Cruising in December is awesome, by the way, because I'm getting out of the weather here in Colorado. I'm going on a cruise in July with Carnival for $600, and I get $1,000 in fun play. Yeah, that's awesome. Carnival, when I say, because I have been saying all live, the cruises are worth like $2,000. Royal Caribbean may be a little bit more expensive than Carnival, but when you get that 2,500 points with Royal Caribbean, you get free drinks on every cruise you go on for the year you earn it and the following year. From what I understand, the free play or the different things that Carnival offers is just for that cruise, not for like any and all cruises. 7 days for the cruise. All right. Well, I think, let's see, I'm talking about the list. Oh, the list for April. Oh, man, good thing I saw that. Yeah, so it usually comes out the middle of the month. So I would check like March 15th that week. Sometime you can check the website and then type in the code and it will pop up. And again, on my last live, which was on a Thursday night, I do a third Thursday of every month. I do a full screen live. I actually show you how to look that up on the website. So it's at minute 40. So if you want to just go to that and then scroll all the way to minute 40, right at minute 40 is when I show. I should probably cut that down and make that its own video. But there is blackjack on the cruise, and all the other games that take money, just like craps. Craps takes money too. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Hey, there's Claude with Cowboy Valley and Timberline Junction Model Railroad. Can you get a longer name, Claude, for your... Can you get a longer name? I think you used every space available for your name, didn't you? All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it now. We've been streaming for a while. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I only got 3 likes out of all these views. Come on, somebody. Get that thumbs up. Give me that thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and become a subscriber to the channel here. And I hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. See ya. Psych, I'm still here. Hey, what's up, Chris? Thanks for becoming a member, Chris. You became a member just recently, cruises. And I know you're a pro because you have the secret videos that I show for my member-only videos, and you access to those. So from our channel members, nothing fancy and nothing special, but it is a way for people to support the channel. No. All right. Well, man, I got to go back and count that shoot roll because I was just doing shake 'em and bake 'em. I was just shaking them up and rolling them, and I had a really long roll. And then I set the dice and I 0.7'd out. What the, you know? What does that happen for? All right, well, I got to get going. So again, get yourself a free cruise certificate when you go on your next cruise, and subscribe to the channel so you know exactly how to do it. Tips and tricks and tours. I do tours of the casino, and I also do ship that you're going on. And I'll also do tours of the ports that we go to, so you kind of give tips and pointers for all of that. So subscribe to the channel if you would, and become a subscriber to the Holy Roller channel. And for reals this time, I hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. See ya.